£305 plus the visa fee. Your spouse or your kid, about 6 months, you do not pay for this year 2020. Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is MBC Asm. Hello. Welcome. So today I'll be talking about how much it will cost you to move to the UK. I'll be hopefully addressing key points, so your visa fees, your IHS fee, flight and course fees. So you decided, okay, that you want to move to the UK, that you want to go study. For the sake of this video, I'll just be addressing masters. I'm hoping to do a video for undergrad students, which obviously entails you staying more years, but because masters is quite straightforward, a year visa or a bit more, how much it's going to cost you. So this is for one person. I would obviously be listing the amounts if you would like to travel with your spouse or your kids, how much it will cost them. The visa fee for one person planning to study in the UK for the master's course is £348. That is for a year. And then probably think, oh, that's it. No, then you have your IHS fee. Is sort of like an insurance. It is your immigration health sorter that allows you to access free healthcare. I would not really go into the free parts of that because there is more to explain on what exactly is free, but I digress. IHS fee depends on the number of years they've given you your visa for. So obviously, if your course is for more than a year, you pay more. If it's less than a year, about 6 months, you do not pay if your course is just for 6 months. But if your course is 7 months or 8 months, then you pay the charge for a year. And what's the charge for a year? £470. So if your course is about 18 months, you're going to pay £470 plus half of that £470, and that's about £705 a year, no, for 18 months. If your course is 19 or 20 months, you're going to pay the charge for 2 years. That's £470 times 2. That's about £940. So you have £940 if it's a 2-year course, or £470 if it's exactly 1 year, or you have £705 if it's about 18 months course. So let's use £705 for this scenario. So £705 plus the visa fee, £348. That is the first amount you put aside that you need for your visa fee and your IHS fee. If you bring in a dependent, the visa fee you pay for them is exactly the same as yours, and then your IHS as well is exactly the same. So if you're coming in and staying for the exact same amount of time or years you're staying, you have to pay the IHS fee for them, and the visa fee exactly the same as well. TB test. So TB test is usually for those people staying in countries where there's a high risk of TB. It costs you about £130, and then they expect you to have enough money to look after yourself. Unfortunately or fortunately, you should be able to show about £1,000 a month in your account for 28 days. What does that mean? So if you're going to live in London, because London is a bit more expensive, a lot more expensive in some cases. Anyways, so they expect you to show £1,334 per month for 9 months if you're going to be schooling in London. If it's outside London, £1,023 per month for 9 months. You should have that in your account to show at the time of application. It should have stayed a full 28 days in your account before you apply. Again, if you're bringing attendance and your course is in the UK, sorry, not in the UK, in London, you would have to show £845 per month for 9 months. That's if you're in London. If your course is outside London, it would be about £680 for a month for 9 months for your dependent. So at the end of the video, I hope to just show you the summary of what it will cost you for inside London and outside London. Also, for the sake of this video, I have gone to research a very expensive university and an okay university, and the course I'll be looking at is public health. So for inside London, now let's say you've put that money aside already, maybe you borrowed the money, that's fine, it's counted and you have applied. So now you're in the UK, by the grace of God, you're in the UK, and you are in Sunderland. Example, Sunderland is quite affordable accommodation wise. you can get a £425 2-bed or a 1-bed apartment, then 650 thereabout for a 3-bed apartment. So if it's in London, if you want to stick to that budget, you can, but that budget will give you something less. So 650 most times you get for a room. So obviously it depends on your budget. Like that, this is when you've come to the UK. I'm digressing a bit just to address the reality of it. Obviously, the maintenance fee covers accommodation, your feeding, your transportation, your upkeep in general. So that's what the Home Office estimates that it would cost you if you're in London or outside London. And then you have your course fees. So for the sake of this video, like I said, I'll be using public health, Masters in Public Health. I've looked at King's College as well as University of Sunderland. King's College because it's in London, and I've just shared with you how much is required of you for you to have in your account. And then for outside London, I chose Sunderland example for this video. King's College for public health costs you about 29,000. Let's get the exact thing. For this year, 2022, it costs £29,310 for a Masters in Public Health in King's College. And then in Sunderland, for Masters in Public Health, it will cost you £14,250. And so for your course fees, in order to get your letter of acceptance for King's College, the deposit is £2,000, obviously, and that pushes you into the door. When you want to apply, you need your CAS number or letter of acceptance. While that for of Sunderland, you need a deposit of 3,500. So 3,500, put it aside. So don't forget all the other things we've spoken about. Then you have a deposit you need to pay. And what the Home Office usually says is you should be able to show that you have the full amount for your course. So what's left of that course is, let's say for Sunderland, 3,500. So 14,250 minus 3,500. You need to show that amount that is left over as well. So for Sunderland, the deposit for your fees to be able to get your CAS letter from Sunderland is 3,500 as a deposit. For King's College London is 2,000, but obviously what is left over is about 27,000, which you need to show in your account. Some other places you have cheaper fees, about 12,000 for public health, but obviously it depends on the course you're going for. There are universities in the UK that would charge you £9,000. Finally, flight. How much is it going to cost you? I'll be using British Airways as an example. £500 roughly, that's what I put together. So altogether, what it's going to be like. So you have your visa fee, 348 just for you. Your IHS for an 18 months course. If they give you an 18 months visa, they require, or they would require you to pay your health surcharge for the 18 months. So it's £705. So then your TB test, £130, £120. You're adding that together, aren't you? Good. And then you get to your maintenance fee that you need to show in your account for about 28 days. So that's outside London, £1,023. Inside London is £1,334 times 9. That's about 9,000 odd pounds. You're adding it up, aren't you? And then the next one we've looked at is school fees. So 3,500 for Sunderland for your deposit, and then whatever is left is what you should have in addition to what you already have in your account. So that is what you need altogether to move to the UK. And when you're in the UK, just addressing accommodation, most people or most landlords, for those that do not want to stay in a school's accommodation because it's maybe more expensive or for whatever reason, and for those that would not prefer to share a house or rent a room, renting a room most times is easy or a bit easier than renting or getting a full apartment. But most times you're coming with your family, you're coming with your spouse, and you want your own space. But if you're coming as a student, something that you need to be prepared for is that most people or most landlords would not rent out their property to a student, especially international students who do not have a guarantor in the UK. So if you're coming to the UK and you plan on staying in your own space, in your own home, just bear in mind that you either need a guarantor in the UK or be able to pay 6 months up front to your landlord. Most times, sometimes you might be lucky to find someone who's willing to sort of allow you or just let you breathe a bit and just pay the first month and the last month of rent. But most times the few people I've spoken to have said, oh, they need a guarantor in the UK, or they need 6 months rent to be paid upfront. But yeah, anyways, I'm hoping that you've gotten, or I made sense. I believe I made sense and sort of kind of gave you an idea of what it will cost. This is not to scare anybody. I use public health. Public health is an expensive course to do in the UK. There are other courses that are a bit affordable. Example, education and training, some help courses as well. Hopefully do a video on affordable courses that you can sort of look at, that you can still get a job and get that post-study work visa working for you. For the sake of the exchange rates, it changes, it fluctuates every now and again. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. Until next time, my name is MBC.